Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic, and this is another reaction to Madoka Magica. It's episode 9, and as always, you know how it is, just go down into my descriptions, you will find a link to my reaction, follow it, replace the parts with dots, and you can see it. Once you've finished, you're very welcome to come back here to hear out my thoughts about this episode. For those of you who came back, welcome back. So, that did not go as planned, I would say. And once again, Huray tricked us. Little sneaky bastard. So let's go through it. There was quite a lot happening. So they got the body of Sayaka out once she turned into being a witch. Otherwise, as it always is, the bodies when lost in the witch's world are gone from this world, which explains why the magical girls that turn into a witch, there's no body found either. So, but Kyoko and Homura brought the body out, especially because Homura was able to stop time. So that is her power. She can use time. And as long as she touched Kyoko, she is not frozen in time. So that's how they got her out. You could see the complete music theme for Sayaka. It was very fitting. Later on in the fight, even more. You could even see him playing the violin there. So there was. It makes sense. But it gives you the reason to rewatch a series like that, because in this case, when you see the first witches which they were fighting, you can guess what kind of a wish maybe the magical girl did in the past. So I remember one had something like a clown and like a theme park like that. So I guess she possibly asked for something like entertainment, having a nice time, or someone else having a nice time in a circus or anything like that. Another one was with medicine with yeah, it looked very much like it was inside of a station there. So I guess it was possibly someone about to die, and wishing for, you know, a cure, kind of that. So it makes sense. So they got her out. That's the one thing here. What was for me especially important in this episode, apart from what Kyubey said, is the fact that Kyoko neither completely turned the way that she acts. So Sayaka got to her with her speech in the past. She just wouldn't admit it then. And reminded her of things that she stood for in the past. Possibly things she believed in when she was a kid, little child with her parents and everything, you know. And she was especially upset about the fact that, in her opinion, Homura ignored the friendship that was between Sayaka and Madoka. So that thing, the friendship, is an important thing for her. And she was willing to fight for it. She was willing to sacrifice herself for it, as we've seen. This is, by the way, how Kyubey played her. Because Kyubey, when being asked if there's a chance of rescuing Sayaka, of turning her back, I would have to rewatch. In every time yet, every other episode, he did never lie. He just didn't tell everything. But to me, it's, I think he said, I don't know. Something like it might be possible, stuff like that. He said that he can still be surprised by magical girls. That might be true, and this is important, because it might give a chance for the future. But he kind of lured Kyoko into believing that there is at least a small chance, while later on with Homura he stated there is no chance at all. So by believing in this small chance, that's why she went against Sayaka. And I'm pretty sure that Kyubey knew that Sayaka is stronger. So he knew that Kyoko would lose, and that was his plan. So there's only one magical girl left in the city to fight against the witch coming. And this is his plan to force Madoka to turn into a magical girl. So he once again played a magical girl. Can't deny that. Only question is if he did really lie or if he just avoided the truth. To me, it feels a little bit as though he really lied this time, but I'm not sure because I'm not re-watching it right now. So you see it, and you have seen it, so you might want to check it. That's the one thing. He then talked to before talked to Madoka about his reasons. So the one major thing here is no emotions. That's the thing. So other species, everything okay, but they have no emotions. They do not even completely understand the concept of emotions, and that's the problem here. That's why he's behaving the way he is. Some of you mentioned in the past already in the comments that he is simply misunderstood. No, it's a problem. We tend to put things into good and bad. And someone who has no emotions, who just goes by logic, yes, you cannot throw at him that he is mean, because he is not mean. He doesn't know what that means even. But he is acting inhuman. And that is the thing, because humanity is very much defined by our ability to love and to accept each other, to put feelings and emotions over logic if necessary. Just thinking like if we raise our children's emotions and sacrifice are a major thing there, which sometimes defies logic. So that's the thing that Kyubey doesn't get, and which is why he can be perceived evil here right now. It is his position, even if he's doing it for greater good, as he states. It makes some sense. By physical standpoint, none at all, because that's stupid what he states there. That is complete nonsense. It's if you burn wood, yes, the heat from the fire is not all of the energy, but there is light, and the fire is turned into partially smoke. The ashes are left, which is part of energy as well. So there is no loss in energy. Sorry, that's complete nonsense. But let's just say it is true. Let's say he's not lying. So in this universe, there is a small loss of energy, however. And they found out that emotions creating emotions creates energy. And mankind is known for creating emotions. So we are the batteries of the universe. Hello, Matrix. And especially girls in the age of 8 to 12, I think it was, he said, so before puberty. And especially if they are jumping between hope and despair. Well, wouldn't that make a great series? So that explains a lot. It's a bit strange that they still don't get completely the concept of human emotions. I mean, if they are so advanced, and many species as it seems, shouldn't they be some kind of able to get that? And the interesting question is still, what makes Madoka so special? So I can only guess that he already feels that every emotion that she has is even stronger than every other girl he ever encountered before. And it seems to be not only stronger, it seems to be a huge, awesome amount of stronger. That's why he wants her so badly. The question is why? What is special about her? Still don't know. So it shows his reasons. It shows why he wanted to get rid of Kyoko now, because she's of no use for him anymore. Sure, she would be, and she's turning into witch in the future, possibly, yeah, nice. But Madoka is the thing he wants to have. Which brings me to one or two things about Kyoko. So we know that her wish was possibly about not being hungry. Not her wish, but she had the problem that she was hungry in the past, so that's why she's eating all the time. They had multiple references to that again. So one thing is she was sitting in food, she was eating all the time, and I was like, she will get fat. Wait, no, her body is dead. it shouldn't even be able to digest anymore. So she couldn't get fed. But what is happening with the food? So, not sure there. When Madoka followed her into Sayaka's dream, she gave her something to eat before. As far as I see, this is more neither one of the highest praises, or at least like a praise of friendship that Kyoka hands out to others. If she gives you food, she acknowledges you in a more deeper sense than you might think. So that was an important gesture there as well. Well, Homura, it's a complicated thing with her. So I'm still not sure why she's not telling so much. I'm still not sure why she's acting kind of drawn back very often. I think she could do way more if she would jump in more and help the girls. I'm really surprised that she's not hanging around more around Madoka now, watching her, because if she would have done, then she would have realized the plan of Kyoko and very likely stepped in and could have saved her. So, not sure there. But on the other hand, she still, after all, is just a girl and had to be railroading, but a nice one. The fight itself was... I'm not sure why, in the fight, why Sayaka is using wheels. So it looked a lot like wagon wheels to me. I am not sure. I haven't seen anything like that in the background of her before. I mean, it might be the wheels of time you're crushed by, or that it's like the synonyms, you know, the wheels are turning, stuff like that. That she she fall under the wheel in the end. It just crushed over her, so that's why maybe. But there was nothing specific about it, so I'm not sure why they used this as her fighting style. However, she tore Kyoko apart bit by bit, while Madoka was trying to get to her, but there was none at all. I mean, additionally, the music was playing very loud, so you might say like that she can't hear Madoka because she is deafened by her own sounds. However, in the end, Homura appeared, rescued Madoka, and Kyoko sacrificed herself. I'm not sure if she had to in this moment. I think it might be that she could have gotten out with Homura there as well, but she chose to do it deliberately. So on her own choice, she died there. And I wasn't sure if she was about to kill Sayaka or if she was about to sacrifice herself. In the end, what she did was both. By sacrifice herself, I thought it might even happen that she's turning into a witch, which would have been bad. But she seems to have exploded her crystal, her soul gem, which I think, just guessing here, it seems to me like it's like a grenade, you know? She used this power, the stored power in the crystal, to kill what was left of Sayaka, the witch in the end, and herself, by stating, "You will not be alone." Because that is the main fear that Sayaka had in the end. She pushed away her friend, she pushed away or was ignored by the boy, so she was completely alone in the end. That was her fear, as being an undead, that no one would love her and she will be alone forever. And Kyoko just jumped in, sacrificing herself, killing herself, and her as well, and stating, "That's your fear, I am here for you. We will be together," kind of. So, there are multiple things. You can see that Sayaka really got to Kyoko. You can see that Kyoko had a lot more depth in the meaning of what friendship means, what camaraderie, being together with people means. And maybe, just maybe, it is a way of saving her. We do not know. I mean, what happens if a witch die? What happens to the soul? There was a soul before. Is it completely gone? I'm not sure. And in this case here, Sayaka kind of countered the witch's direct fear and effect. So maybe, one might guess, she saved the soul of Sayaka. If those two would never appear again, I would like to think like that she got her out of it. Yes, the energy possibly is gone to Huray because that's what he wants. But it's not only about energy here. Which as well is the question, this kind of energy seems to be somehow related to the souls of the humans. So, in the end, Huray is a soul sucker. So, now there are only 2 left. That's it, a matter of fact. Next episode, I mean, it is named I Will Not rely on others anymore. So it might really be that Madoka's turning, but why and how? I mean, she knows now completely because Huray at least partially opened up. She knows now what it means if she would turn into a magical girl. I don't know what will happen there exactly. Maybe she's coming up with a really, really, really creative idea for a wish that kind of counters it, you know? What Huray's doing. I mean, she could wish for the energy in the universe to be balanced. I don't know. It seems as though it's very likely that the next episode will maybe about the big witch appearing, which is by now, as it seems, one witch, a dreadnought witch, instead of multiple ones, as it should be, just by the name of it. So it might be an episode that's just like working with the grief again, that she lost Sayaka, that she now lost Kyoko as well, although they were not really friends yet. But seeing that a lot of you are spoiling by stating waiting for episode 10, I guess that we will possibly have the turn there. So I'm not sure how it will happen. I'm not still sure how this other cat is in there, because I'm aware that there's this black cat we haven't seen yet. So maybe there's another race coming in from space or whatever. We will see. This is it for this time. I hope you enjoyed. I did for sure. And as always, feel free to comment, like, subscribe, visit my Facebook page and click me there so that we don't lose each other. And this is it for this time. My name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye and out.